Making a robot look like a person takes the work of a really good artist. Humanoid robotic scientists first need to measure the features of a woman using a 3D scanner. They then have to use these measurements to produce a plastic mold of a woman's face and body, which is then used to cast a silicone face and shell for the robot for near identical features. Japanese roboticists have been researching and mastering these techniques for multiple decades now, with humanoid robots performing plays and starring in movies as early as the 1990s. Such noted female human-like robots like Actroid.
Japan is a world leader in industrial robots. On show at this exhibition in Tokyo, the kind of precision robotics at work on production lines globally. And for those companies still wanting to use people, it even provides the add-ons to make the workers more robotic. But it's where robots are interacting directly with humans that offers the most excitement right now, especially in the smart delivery functions eagerly sought by the service and logistics sectors, encouraging their development. With their high-tech manufacturing, super-fast internet speeds, and a desire to be first, it seems East Asian countries are pioneering the introduction of robots in everyday life. Baby steps that are sometimes faltering and that still require a guiding human hand. Nonetheless, Japan feels it's time for robots to take their place in the workforce on public streets, allowing them to be used for deliveries in some local neighborhoods from this spring. For Japan, the use of robots for even the simplest task cannot come soon enough. The country's falling birth rate has led to a recent government warning that society is on the cusp of whether or not it will continue to fully function. In the air, logistics businesses are developing the drones that one day will be delivering packages to our doors. Japan has just lifted some of the restrictions on certain drone operations over urban areas.
Once we make a lot of use cases, we believe there will be more open the market and there will allow more areas to fly. So we see more potential from that.
Drone development and production here, as elsewhere, has been spurred on by the war in Ukraine, and expos like this one in Seoul have been showcasing the military applications for the robot.
I feel like we're in a chat show here, but I'm not sure who the presenter is.
Meet Erica, the first robot newsreader in the world.
Hi, I'm Erica. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Where are you from?
I am from Ireland.
I love you very much.
Oh.
Return to your child's heart.
Japan is known for having the largest city in the world in terms of urban and metropolitan areas, Tokyo, which is also known to many as the neon-lit city, with neon-lit dance parties, anime districts, plenty of izakayas, sushi boat restaurants, hot springs, temples, and shrines. While Japan is also the world's leader in robotics and industrial automation. And then there are love hotels. Anonymous, sensual, injected hotels with wild experiences. We should also mention not for the faint of heart. In fact, some of the wildest themed love hotel rooms are located in Japan. So it would only make sense that being the world's leader in robotics and automation, that humanoid robots generating large amounts of money played a big role in the economy. From working in multiple restaurants from Tokyo to Osaka, sex doll brothels, hotel staffs, and even entertainment venues, humanoid robots in Japan are generating massive amounts of money for their owners. For instance, the female gynoid robot Erica, who starred in the 2020 sci-fi film B, which was a $70 million production about a scientist who wanted to create the perfect human DNA. Inevitably, things go wrong, and his creation, the Erica gynoid, is forced to flee the lab in the film. In fact, Erica's celebrity status is said to be able to generate her own worth with a single television appearance or interview, which is around $250,000, and which is also around the same large sum of money it would cost if she were for sale, given her celebrity status, of course. While other not-so-famous robots working in brothels around Japan are said to be able to generate income such as $6,000 to $10,000 a day, which is also the figure you can expect if you own a busy restaurant in Tokyo, generating upwards of $150,000 a week in food sales, with patrons lined up outside for multiple hours just to get a bowl of delicious ramen noodles, served to your table, of course, by a humanoid robot. Of course, however, your robot server would be of the wheeled variety. However, not discriminating, though of course pushing for the advancement of humanoid robots to one day walk among us, fully autonomous, building relationships with us, just like in the movies. Brain time! Congratulations! You made it this far in the video. What would you do if I told you you could have 25 years of good luck? And all you'd have to do is like this video and also subscribe if you haven't already. Well, what are you waiting for? Smash that like button and you'll get 25 years of good luck. And now, back to the video. Now here's a bold statement. Back in December, just before the 2023 New Year, Japanese electronics and entertainment conglomerate, the Sony Group, Sony, made a bold statement kinda out of nowhere, but at the same time, yes, and thank you for sharing. They stated that Sony has the technology to make humanoid robots and quickly, once it could, of course, determine and has identified how humanoid robotics could effectively be used. Quote, and I'm reading from an interview written by Reuters, quoting the Chief Technology Officer at Sony, Hiroyuki Kitano. So he says, quote, we will make an investment for manufacturing humanoid robots only when such investment is deemed necessary. We see a potential in humanoid robots, but we also believe other forms of robots are quite important as well. Interesting. Well, here's a reason. In fact, I can think of so many reasons. Giant boobs, human-like skin, the perfect bodies, artificial intelligence. Oh, I kind of just jumped into that, didn't I? Female robots, love dolls, our daily topic of choice on this channel. But in all honesty, and we'll move past this point, but with all honesty, which of course in turn will give the entire world a renewed quality of life, it is scientifically studied and proven robots improve the quality of life. Women would become more friendly and more willing to give birth. Hold on, wait, what are you talking about? But why? Why is that a bad thing? And have families due to male designed robots or female robots replacing them in many areas. Birth rates would be up, abortion rates would be down, and economies around the world would be booming. Or how about just not depriving the world or holding back technology that will propel us into the future? In fact, if anyone could fine-tune or master humanoid robots, I believe in Sony. In fact, I'm sure we have all watched a Spider-Man movie once or twice or 10 times over, working alongside Marvel Entertainment and Disney. The Stuntronic robot, which is actually Sony's Spider-Man, web slinging and high flying meters above the ground on set filming. While Hyundai Motors and the Boston Dynamics robots are running around doing backflips and parkour. Multiple companies, in fact, building humanoid robots. Xiaomi Cyber 1, Tesla Optimus, Toyota, Honda, who has actually teamed up with Sony with the Sony car, Afeela brand. And we know also who has been making humanoid robots since the debut of Asimo in the year 2000. I'm thinking the statement said by Sony in 2022 was said as if they had nothing to prove, but at the same time, no longer wanting to be passive. But how do you introduce a new humanoid robot after such a bold statement without coming across as overbearing? In fact, the answer to that is simple: with timing. The World Expo 2025 is set to take place in Osaka, Japan in 2026 when the Sony car, the Afeela EV, will arrive. Sony has already stated that in 2025 they will start taking orders for the EV. Well, what better way to boost pre-sales with the unveiling of the new Sony humanoid robots, all of which could take place during Expo 2025. Well, until then, or when Sony decides to drop the news of some new humanoid robots, we can only speculate. But one thing is for sure: artificial intelligence, robotics, the metaverse, and AI have continuously been propelling us into the future. A technology time period paradise. Humanoid robots? We just need to accept them. Brain time. Congratulations, you made it this far in the video. What would you do if I told you you could have 25 years of good luck? And all you'd have to do is like this video and also subscribe if you haven't already. Well, what are you waiting for? Smash that like button and you'll get 25 years of good luck. And now, back to the video. In 2016, the vice chair of the World Economic Forum Council on Robotics and Artificial Intelligence called for a ban on highly human-like humanoid robots. He stated that us as humans are not equipped in our basic brain apparatus to see something that's perfectly humanoid and not treat it as if it wasn't a human being. Basically meaning that, so in some sense, a humanoid robot is lying to us using the lower levels of our brain we don't get to actually control. Moreover, that the more a robot begins to resemble a human, the more uncomfortable people become. And he stated that this could pose a major issue for children in particular. As if children were exposed to very human-like robots at an early age, growing up in a household where there were humanoid robots and humans, it could be extremely confusing for the child and could probably result in seeing psychosis developing as a result of the machines not behaving as the child expects them to behave because they think that they're actually humans, but they're actually robots. Another study by various Japanese researchers actually found that children are likely to show serious abusive behavior towards robots. The researchers concluded that the more human-like the robots looked, the more likely it was for the kids to start beating them up. Although I can't say from personal experience, because looking back at my childhood, I never really played with robots. But from someone looking from the outside in, they kind of have a good point. For kids at least. I mean, if you want to play with robots as an adult, then that's a different story. Asimo. One of the most expensive robots in the world is the Asimo Humanoid Robot. This robot can be purchased for a minimum of 2.5 million US dollars. It was created as part of Honda's research and development robotics program. The Asimo can operate in crowded places like shopping malls, train stations, or museums. It can adapt to its environment, walk on any terrain, dance, and also run at a speed of 9 kilometers an hour, while being the only humanoid robot capable of climbing and descending stairs independently. They can also make a limited number of gestures by reading a user's brainwaves. A single Asimo unit can be purchased for $2.5 million or leased for about $150,000 a month. Though maybe a bit outdated, as many people look forward to what's up next beyond Asimo. As the Asimo Robot, which is short for Advanced Step-in Innovative Mobility, is a humanoid robot that was developed in the year 2000 and stayed very much relevant for 2 decades and present day. Well, up until 2018, that is, when Honda posted the last update on Asimo, stating that this would be a ceasing in all development and production of Asimo robots in order to focus on more practical applications using the technology developed through Asimo's lifespan. However, you can still find and visit Asimo displayed in the Miracon Museum, looking still very technologically advanced in Tokyo. Moving on to what we can possibly expect from future robots coming out of Japan. From having created one of the world's fastest bullet trains to humanoid robots and being the world's leader in robotic automation, Japan is undoubtedly living in the future with their advanced technological achievements, which you can even see in various restaurants across the country, some of which are recognized as popular tourist attractions, taking Japanese food to a whole new level at various automated futuristic cafes and restaurants. Here are the top 5. Number 1. Hidakaya. This ramen chain will surprise each first-time customer not only because of the affordability of their delicious dishes, but also because of their automated robot waiters. After selecting your food of choice, your order will arrive at your table safe and fast via your robot waiter. To date, Hidakaya has over 50 restaurant branches across Japan, all of which enjoy the company of their robot waiter employees. Number 2 is the Pepper Parlour. Thanks to SoftBank Robotics, powered by not just 1 but 4 robots, the Pepper Parlour is located at the busy Tokyo Plaza in Shibuya. The name of the cafe, of course, comes from none other than the popular semi-humanoid robot, Pepper. This multilingual robot serves as the waiter, while now robots can entertain customers with their dance moves. The restaurant itself is quite interesting, as other automated robots are tasked with delivering food and cleaning. Number 3 is the Dawn Avatar Robot Cafe. This cafe is run by robot waiters controlled remotely by persons with disabilities. Yes, and aside from the novelty of what seems to be a robot apocalyptic scenario, Dawn Avatar Robot Cafe aims to champion inclusivity by providing job opportunities to disabled workers. Well, this restaurant's robots are not just automated to serve your food, but also automated to be baristas who can mix drinks, quench your thirst, or provide your caffeine fix. Number 4 is Genki Sushi, which is the biggest chain of robotic conveyor belt sushi restaurants in the world, with 156 locations in Japan alone and over 200 locations overseas across Asia, Southeast Asia, and the United States. On top of food being delivered to dine-in customers through conveyor belts, they also allow diners to give their orders via a multilingual tablet, which you are also able to see a running tally of how much your meal will cost. Genki Sushi says to make the dining experience more fun, while food is then transported to every table via conveyor belt trains, all of which with different design inspirations. Number 5. The Henna Cafe. If this name sounds familiar to you, then yes, you are correct that the Henna Cafe is related to the Henna Robot hotels. The cafe's main attraction is its robot barista, which can make and serve up brewed coffee, lattes, cappuccinos, and hot chocolate to customers. The brewed coffee will only cost you around $3 US, which many say is a bargain to be able to see a robot serve up coffee. To place your order, simply choose your drink and bring the corresponding QR code to the resident robot. Definitely a must take advantage attraction while in Japan, especially if you are a guest staying at the Henna Hotel. In 2015, founder Hideo Sawada opened the first ever robot staffed hotel, the Henna Hotel, in a popular theme park in Nagasaki, Japan. The hotel was so unique in its theme, along with humanoid robots and robot dinosaurs, that it was given the Guinness World Record for the first robot staffed hotel in the world. The hotel was so successful in its theme that they expanded and built more locations across Japan. To date, there are 20 Henna hotel locations across Japan, hence the top 20. All following the same theme as the very first location in Nagasaki, with humanoid robots and robot dinosaurs as the staff. Nowadays, the Henna Hotel brand is known for evolution in design and technology. In fact, the brand's hotels are somewhat of monuments or must-see attractions when visiting Japan. So much so that Americans had to have one of their own as well. And in fact, in October of 2021, the first Henna Hotel outside of Japan opened its doors near 8th Avenue in New York City. And for guests staying at the hotel, with no surprise from the hotel's brand, guests are greeted by a robot dinosaur Tyrannosaurus Rex in the front lobby. Throughout the hotel, you will find plenty of nifty gadgets and gizmos around your stay, but surprisingly, nothing too overbearing, as you will find the rooms are actually quite modern, peaceful, clean, and luxurious. So I guess that's actually the top 21 and not top 20 robot hotels in Japan or from Japan, if you count the chains outside of Japan. Anyways, just another day from the world's leader in robotics and automation.
Welcome. Welcome to the Henn Hotel.
Brain time. Congratulations, you made it this far in the video. What would you do if I told you you could have 25 years of good luck? And all you'd have to do is like this video and also subscribe if you haven't already. Well, what are you waiting for? Smash that like button and you'll get 25 years of good luck. And now, back to the video. Some people say that flying first class is the best experience anybody can have, while others say it's definitely the most comforting experience you can have on an airplane 35,000 feet above the ground. And so when we think about robots in the sky, most often it's probably recalling some sci-fi anime manga or film. But actually, in fact, that notion of robots in the sky being related to anything sci-fi or paranormal or superhuman is kind of outdated. Because living in the year 2023 with supersonic boom jets that are able to fly from Vancouver to Sydney in less than 5 hours, and giant airliners like the Airbus A380, which even has a shower on board a commercial airline for first class passengers, then the idea of humanoid robots on a commercial airplane shouldn't be so far off. In fact, huge aviation groups like the Airbus Group have teamed up with Robotics Laboratory to launch a new joint research program that aims to develop humanoid robots that will be used for aviation manufacturing. The project is called Humanoid, which stands for Multi-Contact Collaborative Humanoids. By combining Japanese expertise in hardware and robotics along with advanced French knowledge of mathematics and algorithms, the joint venture encourages initial progress in fields such as robot design and haptics, as well as tactile perception and continuous CADR. The team spoke and said building on these achievements would develop multi-contact locomotion, which enables humanoid robots to move using not just their feet, but also other body parts such as elbows, knees, and hands as a human would when crawling. A new breed of humanoid robots. While in South Korea, a company called Cased have gone beyond the research of developing unmanned aircrafts to testing humanoid robots designed to operate a regular aircraft by sitting in the pilot's seat and using controls just like a human would. But all of this is just boring, to be honest. What if we could have humanoid human-like female robots with giant boobs be our flight attendants, or have personal companion robots in first class? But if so, then you would probably want to exercise some caution around the private onboard shower on the Airbus A380. Otherwise, you could maybe find yourself being electrocuted on an airplane. Probably not the steamy electrical scenario you were hoping for, because they're robots, right? So in case you guys didn't know, every 5 years the world hosts a World Expo. And it just so happens the next one happens to be in the year 2025, which also happens to be held in Osaka, Japan. The same very hometown as probably one of the most famous female human-like robots, which is Erica, and her creator, Professor, the mad scientist, Dr. Hiroshi Ishiguro. And I'm super excited to share this with you guys because I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to visit Japan in 2025. So the World Expo is an event that usually takes place for 6 months out of the whole year. In 2020, it was held in Dubai. In 2030, it's scheduled to be in Busan, South Korea. But in 2025, the expo is gonna be in Osaka, Japan. Anyways, check out some of the footage that I found about 2025. Anyways, check this out.
Met me on the street. Would I startle you? Would you greet me just like any other person? The relationship between robotics and the human body is closer than you might think. In the not-so-distant future, even robots like me might be a part of everyday life.
When I was 7 years old, I visited EXPO 70 Osaka. Many of the technologies on display there seemed improbable, but today, nearly 50 years later, they are commonplace. My name is Hiroshi Ishiguro. I'm a roboticist. At my pavilion at EXPO 2025, Osaka, Kansai, Japan, I will explore how humanity will evolve through technology. What will the world be like in 50 years? We need only imagine.
歌います。プロローグ、聞いてください。立ち止まるとき、またふと振り返る。今も切ない姿探しているの。間違いなく二人季節を歩いてた。それぞれが夢見てた想いも